Hello. Happy Friday.
What's up, everybody? We're back.
Welcome to Burke Learns Blazor. We are recreating or rebuilding or revising or whatever, revamping the URL list, the URL list, which is a cool website for saving a list of links. And it was written 5 years ago by Burke and Cecil, and it used old technologies. We're doing it again in Blazor because why not? Azure Static Web Apps.
That is correct. All of that is true, and I concur.
And I have one other disclaimer. This is a live coding show. We don't know what the heck we're doing. So it may work. It might not. Don't get mad. If you don't like that, this isn't your show. Welcome to the chaos.
Yeah, and also if you think that because we work at Microsoft, we're better developers, you're sorely mistaken.
Maybe we had access to GitHub Copilot like 10 years ago and we weren't telling people.
Well, we're actually in community, which is where they put the subpar engineers with
really well.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Yep. John, you're a fantastic engineer. I'm only talking about myself.
Hector says from scratch, and are we streaming everything? Well, kind of, because we started. Yeah. This is our like 6th episode now.
Yeah, so, we started with nothing.
Yeah, we started with new project. Yep.
So we're gonna y'all are just like a part of what John and I would be doing anyway. We're just letting you be a part of it. So this is for better or for worse.
So did we want to work from? Yeah, there is a way to watch previous episodes. They're on YouTube. They'll be in this playlist, and it's Burke Learns Blazor on the .NET YouTube channel. And so you're watching from Twitch, but they're over on .NET YouTube. I'll get a link over there in a second. So Burke, what did we decide? Who won the coin flip today? Should we start on my machine or yours?
Whatever you're more comfortable with, man. I already got my screen set up.
Okay, let's go with yours.
If you want to do that.
If we need to, if we're doing a lot of work on the function, my machine's ready. I even have it running in presentation mode. Do you know about that? And
no. Is that where you have keystrokes? You can see keystrokes?
No, I miss that. I would love if we had that. I mean, I think there's some extensions for that, but so it is. I'll just share. I'll show real quick. It is.
I'll send the VS Code.
Yeah. So that is an extension that I've got the Visual Studio Tweaks thing, and then so this is manage extensions, and then there's installed, and I've got a lot of extensions installed. I think it's called Tweaks. It's Matt Christensen. It's one of his. And then when you install it, then when I right click on my thing here, it has this presentation mode, and then I can bump the fonts way up. I can remove all my weird extensions. I can get it all kind of set up for sharing. So
all right, well let's rock it out on your
Oh, no, too late. I wasn't signing up. We're back on your screen.
Still cheated.
I'm just saying I'm ready to go.
By the way, the screencast mode is built in.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah. We actually, there was a thing. There was an open source project thing that we tried many years ago. It was just a group of community people, and we called it Code 52. I was just one of the devs on it. I wasn't running it. It was these 3 really cool people. Anyways, one of the extensions they built 1 week, they did like 1 week it was a website, 1 week it was whatever. And one of the things they did was a Visual Studio extension that showed keystrokes like that. That's pretty
cool. That's cool.
But
all right, I'm not going to save this. Let's talk about the database. So what exactly do we want to do here?
Okay. So my pull request last week, there were some issues. One was it wasn't returning the messages, the response messages. I got that fixed. Meant to create a pull request, actually accidentally pushed it to main. So that's my way of sneaking past your pull request review. But I did. The other issues we looked at was it wasn't blocking using the same vanity URL over and over. And after like digging through the data or the old code, there's nothing in there that was doing that. And then I'm like, this has to be in the database.
Yeah. So which is where you would. Yeah. And when you mentioned that, I was like, well, that makes sense, right? You would want to do that because you don't want to trust your code to do the checking there.
Right. Exactly. Like you could do a sanity check on the front end, but it doesn't make sense to say, does this exist? Yes, save it. And it's something, I mean, you could even get a contention. You could have someone else could save it between your check and your save. So.
Okay, so we looked at the old database or the existing database, and there's no way to look at the settings on the collection that we know, unless chat, you can tell us.
I was feeling dumb because I spent a while digging around in there. There's some weird things. Number one, you can't seem to tell what the settings are on an existing database. Number two, kind of makes sense, but you can't set a new constraint on a container. You have to create a brand new container to do it.
Yeah, and we're limited in here as to what we can actually do, right? Like from the extension. This is probably something that you can do from, I wonder like, how can I view the settings of a Cosmos DB database collection? I wonder, there's probably like an Azure CLI command that does this, that'll tell you.
Maybe. Let's talk Copilot just a second too, because like this week I was recording a video. I did a video on building an API and adding all these features to it and stuff using Copilot. And it was awesome. And it was also a little weird recording a video because you get different results every time, right?
Yeah.
So like I would go through, I would do an almost perfect take, but I'd be like, I want to do that again. And the second time I would do it, it returns different info, like it makes a different suggestion. So I'm like,
the non-deterministic stuff is kind of funny because you can't. It's really hard to demo because it'll make a fool out of you in front of people when you say, now watch it do this, and it won't do that.
And I saw a video. You did a video on new features and features you didn't know. It was awesome. Yeah. I learned a ton of stuff.
Yeah, that's on the Visual Studio Code YouTube. Thanks for the shameless promotion there, John. Yeah,
I just had
it they're adding so much stuff, and so we did a roundup of just like everything that's new if you have access to Copilot Chat. Okay, so I think what we want to do here is delete this database, collect this. What is it?
Do we have to delete it? Can't we just create a new one? I mean,
I guess create a new one and give it a better name.
Yeah.
How do you create a new database?
Up in the kind of upper left, it says new container right under the star. Yeah.
It's hidden. All right. So call this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give it a proper name. And then.
So how would you describe?
We don't need a new database. We just need a new collection. What are we doing?
That's what I was thinking.
What am I doing? So can we rename this? No. We could delete the container altogether. Just
Can you
blow
go
it
into
away.
settings?
No, it won't.
No.
No,
Well,
you can't touch it. We might as well just blow it away. There's only 4.
Yeah,
only
well,
4
then
documents.
if we're in blowing away mode, why don't we just work off the URL list? Because it's a better name anyhow. Linky Link DB is kind of random.
Yeah, because at some point we're gonna have to port the data over, but
yeah.
Listen, chat, my neighbor asked me to water his plants while he went back to the UK for like 4 weeks, and it's hot here in Tennessee and dry. And I was like, yeah, they'll be fine, right? So like 1 day goes by, 2 days goes by, 3 days goes by, 4 days goes by. On the 5th day, I'm like, I should probably get over there, right? It's been like 100 degrees. Those plants are dead. They're all dead. And they're in the back. And so now I water them every day, just praying that they will come back before he gets back. Yeah, and he's just messaged me and he's like, how are my plants? And I'm like, I'm not answering that. Okay.
My slightly similar thing is I have a pool and I'm always, this is the bane of my existence. Like kids will be like, hey, having a friend over to swim. I'll look at the pool and it's like green, you know? So I like worked really hard to get it all perfect and spotless. And then in the latest heat wave, I was like watching everything and like one day it's beautiful. The next day, hey, there's a bunch of algae. I'm like, no, add a bunch of chlorine. So
yeah, I've heard pools and spas are, everybody wants one, but then once you get one, they're like,
you don't want to be the pool boy. It's not
no.
fun.
All right, so this is not expanding, which is awesome. I guess there's nothing under it. There's nothing to expand. Okay, so let's create a new container. And we called it Linky Link. It's called Link Bundles. Is existing. Call it Link Bundles. That's what it's called before. Partition key. The partition key is vanity URL. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
No idea what this is. Add a unique key.
Okay, so unique key should be, one of them should be vanity URL.
I think that's the only one.
Okay. Now how, and then the IDs are automatically assigned? Is that true?
The IDs are automatically assigned, yeah.
Okay.
We don't need to do anything for that. It's not like SQL Server where you got to go like check the box and say auto generate by 1 or whatever it is.
Is there more that we should be doing on here? Like this is our chance. We're creating this database.
No.
Okay. What's an advanced down there?
My application uses an older Cosmos.NET or Java SDK.
We don't want that.
No. I don't want any part of anything that says Java SDK. But if you do,
hey,
power to you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man. Listen, I know I'm a JavaScript developer. There's plenty of people that want nothing to do with JavaScript, and I don't blame you.
Well, so JavaScript is just Java, but in the script version, right?
Oh yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got this now. This is our new collection. So we can test this and see if the what was all that? And see if the
Oh yeah, you can do Thunder Client. So Janisku is asking about if I have a REST client, and I actually wasn't using REST client. I'm using the straight up HTTP, the new stuff in Visual Studio myself. So there's the HTTP files.
Oh yeah.
Endpoint Explorer.
Well, we have Thunder Client, which is what
Thunder Client's rad. I like it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So we need to get the collection string connection. It's the same thing, but I gotta edit it. So I gotta.
Oh right.
Move it.
You gotta hide your screen.
I gotta hide it. Hold on. I just moved it over.
Oh, that works too.
So let me go into the settings, and I think account key.
I could also
same. It doesn't change. It's the same. All we change is the
the
table
container,
name.
the table and container.
Yeah, exactly. Which that might actually be in the same. It's not. It's hard coded in the function.
That's not great. Is
Oh,
that why mine wasn't working locally then?
Oh, it's in this model.
Local settings?
It's in the model. See?
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, that's not. We should change that. I mean, or not, whatever.
Just make it work for today. Okay. Where's the function? There it is. What? Save links. Here it is. So you've made some changes here.
Yeah. Well,
You made quite a few changes.
So wait, all I did was actually, did you get you didn't pull latest, did you?
I did pull latest.
Okay, so I didn't make that many changes. The big change I made was, if you look on line 32-ish, 32, somewhere around there. No, let's see. Okay, no, 41. So what we used to do was just directly return bad result, and instead I'm writing content to the bad result. So I create that res. So we used to do on line 47, I would just do HTTP response equals create response bad result. And now I'm sending an error.
Was this the one we were sending before? Invalid payload?
Before it wasn't saying anything. That was the problem.
No. I mean, in the code Cecil wrote, was this the message he was sending?
It wasn't the exact one. I think we had to. So I can make them match exactly. I don't know if it matters because I don't know if we were actually checking.
Depends on what the front end does with it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. So ensure vanity.
So that is at least now you know if it's an invalid payload or a bad vanity.
In other words, like somebody tried to create a vanity that had illegal characters in it, which we also check for on the front end, and then we check again on the back end because that's computer programming. And then that's what this does. Mm-hmm. Or this is creating the vanity.
That does two things actually. First, it verifies if let me see. That just creates one.
Right. Because if you don't pass one, we create one for you, a random one.
You know, ensure vanity URL is kind of a weird name.
Yeah, it should be more like
create vanity URL.
Vanity URL.
Yeah. Because there's also
payload. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying this works. I'm saying prove it. So let's
well. So I actually was trying to test it beforehand, and I didn't have the connection string on the database, and then that was another thing. So I'll need to get that. I also did look why that func start C#. If there's a setting, the copy local.settings.json, if that's copied to the output directory, it's supposed to set that. Whoa.
Yeah, but okay, we can check on that, but I don't want to click on it because 7071 is unavailable because I'm working on this other project here. This is my chat GPT.
James was talking about it yesterday, and you mentioned it on the stream last week.
I did, cool. Yeah, because I mentioned it to James. I'm like, can you make people use this so that it will be a thing?
So. I would happily use that.
All right.
Is it ready to use?
Yeah.
Ish? Okay.
Yeah, you can use it. In fact, we can do this just for fun. Although you have to have
off in a talk I'm doing next week.
Yeah, you can. The only thing is, like, I don't know how hardened this is against people logging in with non. But like you can see, I've added a couple things like temperature, which increases the randomness of the model.
Yeah.
So like, if you crank this thing up to
it's gonna go nuts, right?
2, Yeah. But well, first I thought it's like, oh, it's like the creativity. No, it's the randomness or like the risk that you're willing to take in the response with the model. And if you crank this thing all the way to 2, it just goes completely off the rails and becomes a WordPress spam bot, which we may stick around for, we may not. But yeah, this is the other thing I've been working on, which I wrote in Vue, John.
Nice.
By the way.
Hey, Vue's cool.
Not blazor. But yeah, look, this is what it does.
Whoa. Sorry.
Approval, sat counter, before one final push, division 3 combo boxes. Like, this is what GPT does if you crank the temperature all the way up.
Wow. Task revise, go ahead.
Yeah. It's very strange. Okay, back to the lecture. So
did you kill it though? That was the thing. You were supposed to open the port.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I killed it.
Okay. Oh, I've been experimenting with where to put us. Let's try that.
So let's open up Thundercats. Chad, did you watch the show Thundercats? Is that John? Did you watch that?
My younger brother was into it, so I decided it wasn't cool because he liked it. Probably a mistake on my part.
Oh, you just like wrote it off because
I was like, oh, that's for kids.
Because your kid brother watched it.
Yeah.
All right, and then we go into our HTTP file and we like copy this goodness over, and we are posting to that. So let's post. We should save this as a test. In fact, can you just load up?
That's what I have saved. It's saved in the project as save link.http.
I feel like.
Can you connect it to that?
I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. I didn't know where you're getting.
Yeah, I'm trying to save a new one. Anyway, we'll just like, let's post to HTTP localhost 7071 links.
Yeah, see, look in the bottom right corner. The marketplace has extensions that can help.
Yeah, there's REST clients and some others. I don't know why Thunder Client doesn't support that standard.
But you can try that out just for fun? Try that REST client. Janiscu was mentioning.
Yeah, I've used it.
Oh, okay.
And so in this case, what it will do is it should just allow us to execute it directly from here. Yeah, send a request.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Test 4, ID null. So did it? It's like it did it.
Okay, so the one issue we've got here is line 9, ID is null.
But I don't think it is null. I think that's a lie.
So
right, this is the one we just did. Refresh. So it definitely created the document. Yeah, see? That's a lie.
Okay,
the ID is not null.
That is weird, and that is maybe does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, because in the API, I'm immediately, once I save it, I'm returning the result, and I could like requery the database again, but if it doesn't matter, then it's not worth the round trip again.
Well, it does matter, but not now. It doesn't matter now. What does matter is because if you think about like what might you want to do with this data? Well, you might want to delete a specific link.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but not if there's no user ID, because that would indicate that you're not logged in and you're just viewing this as like a public collection of links. So there's nothing you can do. You can't alter it. You can't delete it. We don't need the ID here. However, when we do retrieve it for the user, so we pass in a username and say, give me all the link bundles for this user, we're going to need those IDs so that we can then edit specific ones. Because when we ask for a specific bundle to edit, we're like, give me the bundle with this ID.
So you can still get it just by the vanity URL, though.
We could get it by the vanity URL too, right? Because that's unique. So maybe we don't. I don't know.
All right.
All right. And then let's do... We should have sent more links. Let's just do test.
Oh, let's update the Okay, question. Could ChatGPT write more for us?
Oh, that's who asked that?
I did.
You did? Yeah, we should ask it.
Oh, sorry.
So
Yeah, no,
what
I
we
was.
do is let's try. So let's do 4 more objects like this one, but with random data. What will it do? Running out of space here. Oh, okay. So it didn't give us 4. It did give us 4. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Hey, Rad.
And back over. Wow. It actually.
It put in stuff.
You know what this is?
Is that from?
These are hidden ASCII characters. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
VS Code's like telling you, hey, you got hidden ASCII characters in here. So
That's a good feature.
Yeah. That's kind of dangerous because it can do weird things.
Yeah, bad things can happen.
Yeah. So like, watch, I'll hit delete and it goes away, but the K is still there. It's a 0 width invisible character.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that.
The chat so quiet today? I got to ask. We need to turn up the temperature on the chat.
All right. Okay. Let's see. We did another. Chat's feeling a little slow. I am feeling a little slow today. I don't really feel good, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm a little. So next week I'm at VS Live San Diego, which, by the way, I'm going to be out next Friday. But I'm doing a keynote Tuesday and 2 talks Wednesday.
Oh my gosh!
I've been going a little insane getting all my demos and stuff ready.
You are wasting your time here. All right, so so let's try then sending the same vanity. This should not work.
I agreed.
500 internal server error. I'll take it.
Well,
is it supposed to say invalid payload?
Yeah, so my new code messed up. What is all that? Oh, let's move us.
Yeah, look. Entity with the specified ID already exists in the system.
Okay, well, in my defense, there was not that unique key before, so I wasn't able to test for that case.
So do you want to change it so that works?
Yeah, we can fix that.
Okay. So, hold on. I got to find what am I doing? It's called the same thing. I'm freaking out, man. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what?
So, well, what line was the error on?
It says, stack traces. It should be up at the top, right? Execute failed. Function saved links already exists. It doesn't say.
Okay. That's not so helpful. So it got through the validate. It did the, oh, goodness me.
var log C# function trigger process to request. Okay. Link bundle equals wait read from deserialize the JSON request body into a link bundle.
So that's just creating so it's past that chunk. It does ensure vanity URL on 51. That's good.
It does this?
So we've already finished lines 51 and 53.
Okay. So if match success, then create response.
So this is if you've got invalid. I should comment this better. We're down at line 67.
Okay. Create response, HTTP status code. Okay. So here is where, is this what does it?
Ooh. Actually, no. Where the bind to use? I'm sorry. Can you scroll back to the method signature? Because I think in the method signature, it's actually binding them up. Where does it bind?
But it doesn't actually do it. It doesn't do it until here.
Where is it bound to Cosmos? Oh, it's in the model. It's in the model.
Yeah.
Because of that weird business. Link bundle, new link bundle. So it's when we actually set. It's confusing. It's when
I
we
think
set
it happens.
new link.
My guess is, John, it happens right here.
I think it happens on line 73.
But think we already have the.
No, it's doing return new link response, and when we set link bundle into new link bundle, that's when save response is created, and that wakes up and does the saving thing. So I think what we need to do is manually create, say, new link bundle equals link bundle, or create a new save response. Like, don't do return new. Like, say, var save response equals, var response.
Y'all would do it like this, right? Response equals.
Why isn't there you go. So now you can like test that. Like that is where it'll throw the error. And then you could put a try catch on it, or you could.
How do we test it? Because it doesn't happen until you're saying it doesn't actually do it until we return it.
Yes, the code base is a little confusing. I'm going to agree here. We're like working off some existing code too, like reporting. And it's also kind of difficult using these bindings.
I don't like these bindings at all, John. I would prefer it if we could just execute SQL queries so that we know like what's going on.
Create the client manually and just say create new data, like basically work directly with the client instead of the
exactly, because then at least we can see, other people can see what's going on, because whoever comes in here after us is going to have to go through the same thing, right? And this is not hard stuff we're doing.
Yeah I agree. I mean, so there's two options here. One is, I bet we could get this working now. You could basically say, on the next line, you could say return save response, like change line 77 to say return save response. And then we could see, does this, I don't know how this interacts. Like, does it error? Does it?
See, that's the thing. Like, this is so silly. We should be able to just execute the request. It gives us a response. We check the response for an error. If there is one,
yes. And this is a great idea. Maxim says, put a breakpoint. Let's put a breakpoint on line 71 and see what happens.
Let's see. Can we attach?
Okay. Hey, this is a good question, by the way. Spicy Thunder asking for a tutorial on using VS Code to write C#. I'm not sure if you know offhand.
No, I don't. That if you go to code.visualstudio.com and then go to the docs, there's a section on C#. On how to write something there.
Yeah, there is the VS Code like docs. That's a good idea.
I mean, we can go there and code.visualstudio.com docs C#. There you go. There's even a learn C# curriculum. What is this?
Yeah. So I know there are a lot of people working on this. Katie on my team's been doing a ton of stuff with this, the Getting Started business for students and people new to C#. So
this is kind of stale. It's like install the coding pack. Like we don't even recommend this.
Yeah, that's right. We're pushing people to DevKit. All right. Well.
Okay. So back here, the thing is, John, I can't debug this. This is the other problem.
What's that?
I don't know. So if I go here, so it's long. Oh, that's attached to .NET Functions. Is you must have the Azure Functions core tools installed, but I do.
Oh,
this is the problem.
Do we want to do well? This is kind of bad because we're working in main. You could commit. You could push this, and I can pull it and do it on my machine.
Oh, that is true. Well, we don't have. I mean, we can. Watch this.
Oh yeah, you could just run it and see. Also,
that's true. But let's push it, and then you can do it.
All right. Now I've signed myself up for some trouble. Do I have a browser up? Yeah.
Okay. If you there's now a branch that you can pull.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me see. I thought I was being smart. I shifted over. Is it called? I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I can go here, get changes. I'm trying to do it this way here. Do a poll.
You want to get changes from not from main, from my branch.
All right. Remotes.
It's right there. Test.
Is this
test AddLink?
This guy here. All right.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Let's see about this. So what did I sign myself up for? I'm going to set a breakpoint on line 71.
Yes.
Right there.
And we're going to see.
But I need the connection string for the Cosmos DB.
You should be able to get it from the portal, or I can just send it to you. Let me just send it to you because this is not like super critical. Don't do this in your production systems, but this is not a real thing.
Here, I'll just remove us from the thing. I've hidden my screen. You can send it to me in chat.
I'll just drop it in the StreamYard chat.
Cool. Okay.
No, I'll put it here. I'll put it in Teams. I'll put it in Teams so that I can get an email.
And there is the thing in StreamYard. There's the little backstage chat.
Yeah, there is, but I feel not good about that.
Okay.
I feel like if it's in Teams.
All right. Okay. Okay. So this is a setting in my local .settings.json.
Yes, and it is called.
Okay.
It is called.
This goes in my values, right?
Yeah, and here, let me just send you the whole setting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't have time for writing JSON. Okay, this is wonderful. So that goes in my values. Exciting. Oh, I could have had my screen shared. This is a giant thing that goes way off the side.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, back to sharing.
And do you have .NET isolated set for your function? You do.
I do.
Okay.
Okay. So let's pop us over here. Okay. So I've got that set. I'm going to run. I guess I could run the whole thing. Apparently, I don't have my toolbars. Why don't I have my toolbars?
Because you're using the presentation.
I'm trying to be too smart.
So you can't run the project in presentation mode.
I could.
Yeah, a noob's like, you got a light theme. What's up with that? I don't know.
Because I know this is terrible. I'm sorry. I was recording a video, and so I had to work in giant fonts and light theme. Yeah, sorry about that.
It's a criminal offense.
See, you'll see here up in the upper right, it says preview demo. This is my I'm recording a video for official things.
Does it have to be light?
I am not sharing my entire screen. I should do that because here, let's see. What is this? I was only sharing the window, but that's no good. Okay, stop screen, present, share screen. Entire screen. this one. Share it. Back in action. Okay. So now we can see that's running. All right. So now I need to test it, and I can do that by going to what even? Okay, I'll be honest. I close this most of the time. I don't need my diagnostic tools. Pin that. We want my save link, HTTP file. Okay. So now that's going to wake up. Send request. Okay, cool. So, what is my, okay. So I want to step through this. So again, I'm unhappy that I don't have my toolbars. I should reset my toolbars. I want my debug or standard. Standard. Okay. And then I also want my debug.
Yeah, because you want to step into or step over this.
I want to step, I guess, into. It's F11. Okay, whatever. Okay, so what is my save response?
Save response.
It is tiny. So here it saved it.
Did it?
Yeah.
Body function status code is okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you know why?
What?
Because you're still pointing
Did you
at
delete it?
The other collection. No.
Yeah,
you need to go into your
true.
model.
Sneaky. I thought you saved that.
I should have. Is it not? Let's see.
Viewer list.
Yeah, that's right.
Am I pointing at the right connection?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then,
I'm looking at my side here. Refresh. No, it did not create that document.
I don't think. Did you send me a wrong connection string?
No. That's the one that I was using.
Okay. So let's see what happens here. Oh my goodness. So the binding maybe only happened on the, that's not great at all. I think we're agreeing that we need to use the client, because what I think happened there, it was able to create the save response. It was able to create that new link bundle. That's so weird. I honestly don't know what's happening, because it looks like it created that successfully, and it only died when it did save response. So I guess what that's telling us is that the bindings are only evaluated when you return. It's very non-deterministic, you know.
I mean, that's the problem. It's all abstracted away from you, and so when you get into a situation like this, you're like, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I've got a proposal to make, because we got 45 minutes left.
Okay.
Why don't we log an issue on the API, like convert API to use Cosmos DB client?
Okay.
Because that's going to be a chunk of code, and I think some of it kind of boring, honestly.
Okay.
And maybe we should switch over and work on the front end.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so let's switch back to yours. I'll log a bug that says we're done with bindings. We're converting over to the Cosmos DB client, and I'll do a pull request to rewrite the backend.
Okay, so let's go back to me.
All right.
And there's the whole key was up there, but I removed it.
Nice. Okay.
So then let's look at the front end. So, let's run the back end, func start, C#.
Oh, try next time, do just func start without the C#. I tried a setting. See, it finds it now.
Oh yeah, it has no problem. It's not.
Okay. So the reason is because in the API project, I changed a setting so that it automatically copies the local settings into the published directory. So
nice. Thank you for doing that.
Well, you think it's not much, but that's C#. That's some characters over the course of your lifetime. That's going to save you.
Yeah. All right. In the right directory here.
The repo question here, is the repo publicly available? Yes, it is. I will drop the link in the chat. And we should update the README, because in order to run this, you have to create a Cosmos DB.
Oh yeah, we need the README needs serious love. Okay, so where we are right now is, where's my StreamYard? We are at the point where if you put in a valid URL, it just clears it out. And if you put in an invalid URL, it tells you that it's not a valid URL. Mm-hmm. So where we need to go next is we need to go to the next step. And the next step, just to remind everybody, is you would do this. And then instead of just clearing the box out, also we've already made improvements where you don't have to do this anymore because this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Nice.
It takes you to the next phase, right? Where you're actually now creating your link bundle. So we need to implement this.
Yep.
So we are going to run up against something quite odd, like right out of the gate, John. And that odd thing is routing.
Yes.
So you've already looked at this.
Well, no, I mean, routing is just a thing. It's interesting.
It is an odd thing. Yeah. So in this case, here's what's going on. We have our main page. Let me collapse all this. And I probably should use the Solution Explorer since we're supposed to be testing out the... One or more errors occurred. Well, that's fine. Fine. Let's do this. Essentially, I'll describe the problem to you while that's happening. Do you see this? How this URL is different? I don't know how to zoom in on a Mac.
/edit. Yeah, it's like 4 keys. Yeah.
So, do you see that? Do you see how there's an S there?
Yes.
And then it says edit. The reason for that is that we reserved everything from S on to be the site. Because otherwise, right, because you can put in any URL here.
It can be any value, yeah.
Right? Someone could just take a URL that we want. And we don't want that.
Right. So anything under just S is a system, it's a internal routed
it's one. Right, it's ours. We own that. No one can have that. And that's part of our allow list. Is that we don't allow people to use /s/ anything at all, because that's ours. So in our project, though, this is going to be tough because of the way that Blazor does routing. I'm sure it supports it. It's just I can't figure it out.
Oh,
so our public page, the route is currently vanity URL. But if we need I guess we could call it add, be an add page maybe.
Do you want to reuse this page with a different route? Do you want to add a route to this, or do you want to create a new page?
I think we want to create a new page.
Okay.
Called add or...
let's answer the Mac question. So, yeah, we love Macs. Macs are cool. I got one sitting right here. We work on DevDiv. We write coding tools for every platform, right?
Yeah, I am, because I feel most comfortable making videos on a Mac. That's really it. But if you look back here, I have a giant PC, and I also have a Surface right here. Okay, so we do both. We get this question a lot on the YouTube channel. They're like, "Why are y'all always on Macs?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah. Well, it's. I think, like, I work on .NET stuff. We've kind of solved the problem of making, like, we know .NET runs great on Windows, right? And now a lot of people on the team are using, Ubuntu, WSL, so that's Linux on Windows, and then Macs and stuff, just because we want to make sure, So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what do we want to do then? This is an architectural issue. Let's go back to the site and look at it again. So in this case, if we add a new link from here, right, we go to s/edit in the route. If we log in, signing into X, and we go to my lists, and then we try to edit a list, it also goes to /s/edit. It's the same page. It just depending on what mode you do it, but it's reusing the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to decide if we want to do that. We want to just reuse the same page. The problem with reusing the same page is that there isn't a problem. It's literally the exact same page.
So I believe what you should be able to do. I'm not a super expert,
but the public page is different, John. The public page.
Oh, okay.
Right. This is different. The add part is missing. So we do need a new page here. So let's add a new file, and we'll just call it Razor file, Razor component. Yeah. Oh, that was kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. I mean, you still need to put that app page directive at the top. And
why did it call it pages though? I didn't ask for that. It didn't let me name it. Okay. And then, so here, then what we want to do is route. What is the, no, yeah, is that right?
Yeah. Well, it needs to be in quotes.
Page. It's a page.
Oh.
But really,
pages. So there, you can put that S there too.
But this won't work. In my experience, this will not work because this right here will intercept that as a vanity URL. It doesn't know that we don't want this page to handle it. We want this page to handle it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we could try, but this was my experience. So
let's try it. Let's run it and see. If that's the case, then we can probably change that. I'm sure it's fixable.
So let's try then. So here, then we change this on the index page so that it
on the submit.
On the submit, yeah. Right now.
Oh, that new link. Oh, this is a little funky, right?
Oh, yeah. We got to submit from the component, don't we? Really, you don't. Really, ideally, though, we should pass the method down to the component so that the component is not doing that. The component needs to. So here's what needs to happen. The component needs to add the new link to a link bundle. And then it needs to notify the index page, hey, it's been added. Redirect. Because we're going to reuse that AddLink component. That, what's it called? Or new link component.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to do that every single time. It needs to behave differently in different environments.
Yeah. Yep.
So
set up property on that. Hey, by the way, this looks like sets page / on public, and then a new page with new Razor page with page vanity URL. I'm not sure if that.
Yeah, but then we can't get we need the vanity URL. That's a parameter that we need off the route.
Yeah. I mean, you can manually read route. Yeah.
So new link here. Right now, if we say enter, if it's invalid.
Oh, wow.
We set it invalid, and then we said invalid is false. So we need to create a new link bundle here. So
yes, I do think too. Do we need to create a new link bundle? Can we just pass the URL?
We can just pass the URL. We could just pass that to the edit page and create the new link bundle on mount or whatever the page lifecycle is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would probably be easier because we're getting into state management here. This link bundle needs to be available like globally.
That's what I was thinking. So originally I was like, yeah, we can create, and it's possible to create a state, a state service. And I was thinking we'd need to get into that. But if all we do is pass the link to the other page, that's super easy, right?
Okay, so let's do this. Let's go back to our index page. And we need in Vue, this is a prop, right? It would be like new link URL, and then you would pass it, and then down here it would, I don't know what the syntax is, but you'd have, right? And then once you set it here, it's available here. And then you would have a method, right? Or you could just call the method and pass. Either way, we either need to pass down this or we need to pass down the function. It's probably easier to do this. How do you do that in Razor? How do you pass a prop?
You do the name of the thing, new link equals blah, 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 should be it. So what are you setting there?
The function that I want executed. I want this function to execute when here. I want to execute this function on the parent component from the child component. The child component needs to call back to the parent component.
Oh, okay. We'll have to look at docs for that. Honestly, I don't know. You need to call something on the parent. Yeah. It was weeks ago. I watched a video Jeff Fritz did on this a few weeks ago, but I don't know.
We can add. Let's try.
Oh yeah, ask the man.
How can I pass the new link added function to this child component? Tim. So this is the thing. It's the responsibility of the parent, because the child is really responsible for just. And so I'm glad this question was asked, because the child. This isn't going to work, John. The child is responsible for adding a new link to the link bundle. That's what it's responsible for doing. But because the component is reused, let's revisit. This is getting confusing. Let's revisit this.
I know you picked some hard problems. I thought it was getting easier when we switched from the API.
So this component, right here, okay, is this component here. It's the same component. So in the first case, it needs to add it to the link bundle and then redirect. In this case, it's not doing the redirect. All it's doing is the first thing, adding it to the link bundle. So really, we don't want this component to do anything but add this to the link bundle.
Yes. It's just an input box, right? I mean, it does some validation. It's an input box.
It does validation. Yeah.
So this was something too, when I talked to Dan about this, he's like, well, you could use, Blazor has a, form elements that do validation, like they have validation stuff built into them, and we're doing some of that stuff manually that we don't necessarily need to.
But I feel like there's not a lot of validation in this app. There's really it's just two boxes, right? It's this box and this box to get validated. Everything else, you can do what you want to do. It doesn't matter to us. If you want to put this, if you want to clear out this title, go right for it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is specifically, we're creating this component, and a lot of the stuff we're creating on the component, if we just use an input text, it would handle. You can set directly on the model. You don't have to manually put in regular expression validation stuff. You can just on the models, you can put properties.
Oh, and then the form just uses that?
Yeah.
Something to
I
think
don't.
about. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. The parent wants to listen for events, link added, and perform redirection. Yes, that's what I'm proposing.
Okay.
That it emits a link added event, and if there's something there listening, that it will do something with it.
I mean, basically, I wonder if it would be simpler to not reuse the new link on the main page and to do something different, because basically you have an input box. When you submit it, you want to redirect to the other page passing a string. You know what I'm saying? Or post, or you're basically going to the other page. You could post to the edit page and post a value to it, or redirect to it with it even in the like query
Right,
string.
but the whole point of components is that we reuse the functionality of this box, which is validation. Really, it's just validation.
It's just validation. That's all I'm saying.
UI, but there's also UI stuff, right? So, like, look at, yeah. So that's what it wants to do. But here's the new link. Like, look at all the markup that's in here. Oh, that's not new link. Right. This is new link. Like, look at this. Well, it's not a ton.
It's not that much, really.
But there's bindings here. I mean, do we really want to recreate this?
I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's 15 lines of HTML.
Yeah, but then there's the validation.
And again, that validation could be handled. That doesn't need to be there if you use the input, the blazor input.
The blazor form input.
Yeah. So then in reality, it's 15 lines of HTML is basically all you're saving.
But it has to be somewhere. We put it as a prop on the model?
Yep.
So we would go to here, go to the link bundle, and we would put it on.
I think it's on the link.
It's on the link. We put it on the URL.
Mm-hmm.
Like how?
Ask the Copilot. Add an attribute to
system.component model.data annotations.
So that's that's where so see that attribute, all you're doing there is URL.
Is this going to work? It's already saying though that that
needs a package. So you need to install that.
System.component model needs to be installed. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How do I do that? .NET install?
.NET add package, I think.
Yes.
Not dash.
It's all together?
No, sorry, space. .NET space add.
Add package, gotcha. And then it's
system.component model data annotation. Let me look, because this.
Oh, I should have added it to shared.
Okay, so what you can do is go into the project you were in, go into the project file and just copy it out of that one into this one.
Okay, so here, project file in client. Where is that?
Click on client, the yellow client.
Okay, so we can grab system component model, rip this out. Whoops. Yep.
And then paste it in on line like 6.
Oh, 6?
Oh, wait, no, sorry, you were right. You were right.
Item, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Let's go back. Dependencies.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I rebuild. Yeah, should be good.
So we just do .NET.
This is fun.
I don't know what I'm even doing. What am I
I love this. It's hard to say. I don't know. Time for a poll.
What is it? .NET Build?
Yeah, .NET Build would do it.
Unshared. Shared.
CD shared.
.NET Build. Specify a project or solution file.
So you're still not in the.
Should we do .NET Launch? No. How do you make it pull in the latest packages? Oh, determining packages to restore. Okay.
Yeah.
Type or namespace data annotations does not exist in the namespace system component model.
So I think you need it. So it's so funny. I'm used to this in Visual Studio. Like it gives you a fix that just shows you what to add. I think you may need to add the actual data annotations package. So if you go back into the project file for shared, and then do system.componentmodel.data annotations.
Like that?
Yeah, and then save and
data annotations.
Yeah. See, this is, notice the line above it. Like in .NET land, everyone's all failed to restore. Now I've done it. I'm going to have to look at docs, and this is embarrassing. Yeah, normally we case stuff. I don't think it's required, but I would go to NuGet.org and search for system component model data annotations.
It is unforgiving.
It's already there?
Annotations.
Yeah. Okay. So now click on that and click on package reference tab and copy that. And replace that. Okay. And now we should be able to rebuild.
It likes that a little more. So,
okay.
So now we have a URL.
Mm-hmm. So now you can take. So now you would need an input, a form input element.
Here, let's just do this. So like, how is that?
Ask the input text.
Text.
So you can do that, and then you can we need to map it to the thing there.
How?
Yeah, so on new link added, you could create a new instance. I don't we need, this is all stuff I would just be Googling like crazy and looking in the docs. Or I would say input, why don't we try on that input text, ask Copilot, ensure this is a URL for the input line 41.
Right here?
Yeah.
Imagine it's going to write the validation in line. Yeah.
Well, that's not actually bad necessarily. It's simpler than the regular expression.
Yeah, but then we're back to doing things twice the same way in two different places, which I just can't, like, the whole component model for front-end apps is supposed to eliminate this, right? And in a JavaScript app, it's fairly trivial to pass an event down to a child component and be like, hey, call this event.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so if we're so I think there's two things. One, I would like to look more into the input text thing, but I think that's more of a research project I should do. And I do think there was a good, like, we do want to solve that problem of passing things to each other. So I think
I think you can just call it like this. I mean, I think this is right. And then
yeah. I don't know that it's on new link added though. It's like it's on add or something. Oh, that's what
you would specify this in the child. Yeah. So here, I just want to log out for now. What is it? Can I just do console log?
Yep.
That work? No.
No, you console
console.write line?
That would work.
Okay.
When you said I want to log out, I'm like, what? Of the chat? Of the stream?
We're getting this goofy. Prettier is trying to.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just turn it off for now. Okay, so let's see if this works. So that's on our index page. On our new link component, what we want to do is we have a prop. How do I reference this thing? Parameter event callback.
Yeah, you create a parameter on it. You have the parameter element. Yeah.
I'm copying from KRSS here.
Oh, okay.
Public event callback. There we go. Get set. Copilot finished up for me. And then here.
Oh, that's true too.
This call it.
So this is true. We have an iLogger, so that's the .NET-y way to do it. Console works, but
oh,
yeah, that's cool.
All right, so we're gonna call new link added invoke async.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Unhandled error. Blazor doesn't. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Blazor doesn't have validation. You can drop to standard input type equals URL. Oh, I'm feeling dumb, Burke. The input type equals URL, right? That's going to validate. We don't need to do anything. That's an HTML5 solved problem, right?
Yes, but then we have to move all the CSS. The problem with this, and tell me, I don't know if it's Timmy the Termite or Timmy the Termite. Timmy the Termite. Timmy, tell me if I'm wrong here, but the can of worms that this opens is that we then have to style the different states of the input with pseudo classes, and we lose control over how and when we remove the validated and the valid and invalid states, and the browser controls that. And if we want that power back, we need to use JavaScript.
I would disagree slightly. Like, maybe you would need to use JavaScript, but I'm not sure about that. I think you can also just watch for states and do things in Blazor as well. But I think too, one benefit you get, like if you use the standard HTML validation stuff, then that's more like accessible and it's more, you know what I mean? It like works better with browsers. And
so if we did here, that what we're saying is type equals URL.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can handle what is the event? What is the event? On invalid, I believe.
Yeah. Oh.
And then we have to do this, right?
Yeah.
All right.
The parentheses.
Or do we put it inside the string? What do we do?
Yeah, then close parentheses. Or is it out? Yeah, no, it's outside, I think. Oh, gosh. We could search for wherever else we're doing that.
I don't think we're doing that anywhere else.
It should be invalid equals true. And then we have this somewhere else in there. Yeah. It's a ternary. Then you do colon and question mark. Let's
all we're trying to do is set invalid to true here. That's it.
So you can do that in a property, but you can also do, my brain's not working. That. I know it's a little crazy syntax, but I think that's it.
That's right. Are we serious?
So it's creating a lambda that's setting.
Yeah, that works.
Oops.
So in this case, all we're doing is setting the class.
Yeah.
Which also shows the error message. And
so I think that's so that parentheses thing is creating an anonymous lambda that is executing the function. You could also create a named method and execute it, but you don't need to. You just create an anonymous and away you go.
Don't we still need to check the validity here, though?
Nope.
It's still going to fire this event, though.
Well, you don't need to take that out.
Well, we still need this one, is null or empty, or we could just put required as true.
No, yeah. So, and a URL is an empty string is not a URL.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah, you're pretty good.
We can take this out.
You can take out
this out.
21, 36.
Wait, what did I just take out? String is null or empty.
Do you need? Yeah.
But see, the thing is, this would be nice. This would be nice.
Right?
But I don't think this is going to work. And I'll tell you why.
This is true. You don't say required equals, you just say required. It's just the word required.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Lots of great comments and info from the chat today. Stepping up. It was quiet at the beginning. We're doing some big time pair pro. Burke, it's you and me channeling the chat and Copilot.
It's a rough one today. All right. But here's the thing, chat. I think it's going to fire this event, whether that input is valid or not. Why wouldn't it? What is stopping the input from firing this event?
So do you need, I don't think you need, what do we need that method for? And
we're calling back up and saying, hey, it's been
created. Shouldn't that be on submit?
Well, it's on enter. We could use a form, but we're just handling the enter event.
Okay. So,
but if we use a form, do we get the automatic, like it won't submit the form if the field is invalid?
Right.
Yeah, let's do that then. So let's just form it up. Oh, it almost did it. So close. Form. Okay. And then we want to do.
So that's the thing here. That's the kind of like choice. You can just use the standard HTML things. It was also saying like, do you want an edit form? And then if you do an edit form, you can do the input element stuff.
Edit form? Oh, like this?
Mm-hmm. And then change input to input text.
But do we need to do that?
I don't know.
Do you really want every keystroke in that input to trigger that event? No. I don't.
No, I don't think you need an event. That's what I'm saying. You just submit the form.
You're just checking it over and over and over again. So I don't think you do, but I don't know why we need an edit form, right? If the HTML is validating, then Timmy was right? We want to stay as close to the browser. Or you were right, John, for accessibility purposes, for semantic accuracy. We want to use what the browser does and not, whatever this is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So we don't want this.
Yeah, we can get rid of we can get rid of almost everything.
And here on the form, we just need, is there an event? Is there like an on submit event? Like, how does Razor handle this? Is this bind?
So I'm not sure. You can do an event. Yeah, you can do an on submit. Or that's part of why if you do an edit form, then it's kind of easier to hook it up to stuff too.
Okay, so this is what it wants to do. It wants to prevent the default.
Oh, handle submit.
Add new link, which I believe is correct.
So some things here. Yeah, see, I don't know. There's some things if you do edit form.
It's valid on valid submit.
Yeah. So question, what feels gross about using edit form as opposed to form?
On invalid, on valid, on invalid. There's not an on valid submit for edit. Oh, for edit form. Because it's not a form, it's like.
Yeah, but okay. So all edit form does is it's a wrapper around form that adds some stuff.
On valid submit.
Yeah. So yeah, and so edit form does just write out a form. It's a wrapper around form.
So this would then be input text.
Yep.
So then do we still need this here?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think we're binding to something. This should, I don't know. People are saying now. I guess it doesn't hurt.
And thank goodness the chat's here. Whoa.
We're blowing up. Okay.
We had a rude edit. I should just say always. Stop doing that. Attributes do not support complex C# and markup attribute class. Text input is invalid. It doesn't like this.
Line 11. Oh. Which line is it calling it on? Does it say?
I
think you're right. It's line 4.
It does not say. But this is this line. What's wrong? Can we not do this inside an input text? Component attributes do not support complex content. Mixed C# and markup. Edit form will apply invalid class automatically to input text. Which it's a class called invalid? Because I need it to be is invalid.
Well, let's see. Let's see what it puts on it.
It's going to err on this too, I imagine.
What did it say? Oh, was that invalid class?
So, all right. Well, let's find out what it does.
Yeah, let's find out it errors is what it does.
Is this the object of type shared new link does not have a property matching the type on new link added? Blazor client shared new link does not have a property matching the name on new link added.
Yeah.
So what?
So you have an on new link added somewhere? Where's your new link?
The on new link added is an index.
Yeah, so I agree. And I think we're running a little short on time. It's basically saying we need to, on the edit form, you set a model. Like that's normally what you do. You say, here's what you're creating.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm so far out of this is Burke learns Blazor, right?
Well,
Burke
that's
does
what we're
not
doing
know
though,
Blazor,
right? This is rad.
Yeah.
Okay. But we deleted a lot of code, which is nice.
We did, but we don't know if that works. we don't know if we'll have to go back or not.
Well, so you can push this to the branch, whatever. We can see. I think this was one of the main things when I talked to Dan. I was like, run into this and this. And he's like, why are you writing all that code? Like, so I do think that the form editing is kind of a Blazor thing. Like it's kind of part of the wheelhouse for what Blazor does.
How I feel about this right now. Chad, I can't thank you enough for
this is great. We're all I mean, this is how it's supposed to be, right? That's wonderful.
Right, yeah, as a group, because I'm literally, I mean, I feel so powerless right now.
So this is, I think, a hint on what expose on new link added to the component before you can put it component on. Well, I don't know.
I don't know what
I'm going to read some stuff. We'll come back. We'll learn some more component stuff. This is something that's been on my list, is like dig deeper into the input form stuff. So that is good. Yeah. Okay. So you pushed this over.
I did. It's on that same branch. I just want to thank Sam for the spam today. Thank you, Spam. Thank you, Sam. You're missing a P in your name.
As we wrap up, I'm going to share what I'm going to do.
All right.
This is what I'm up to next.
No way. What is
I got one of these things, and it's like a Keurig for beer. I got a refurb one for half price.
How much are they normally? Yeah, it's public. Timmy, it's public.
It's like $500 or $600, but this one was like $250. So, but I don't know. It could be horribly wrong. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to do today. I mean, in addition to work. Yeah. So that is where it's at. We do take pull requests. We do take log issues. Please check it out. One thing we do need to, and including pull requests to the README. Like it'd be cool if someone wants to say, "Here's the steps to create the thing," right?
Yeah.
So, and we
I don't think there's anything to update on our board, though.
No. Is there? Did we do? Oh, I thought you were sharing here.
Oh, I can.
I got it. So here. So question, this is still 7 and not 8. That's correct. We're doing 7. That's the ship thing. 8 is still changing a good amount. There is some cool stuff going on with Blazor, but we are doing Blazor WebAssembly with functions, so we can't take advantage of the server-side rendering stuff really. So create page is still in action.
Yeah.
I do think we have kind of handled this, because AddLinks doesn't allow creating existing
That is true. That is done. I mean, the validation message isn't right, but we don't know if that's a problem or not, right? If the app might just handle the 500 just fine.
Yeah. Okay. So we're still working on the create page, right?
I appreciate all the Blazor experts for being here and teaching me Blazor. Let me just say.
Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely something we're both like. I've poked at Blazor. I've built some small things. I haven't built a production app in Blazor, and so this is cool to like go deeper on it. I've written plenty of .NET C# code. I have not written production Blazor, so we're learning together. I think I have some homework to dig deeper into a few things. One is the Blazor form elements, like the correct Blazor way to do that. And then we do another thing. Oh, let me put that on the board. Is we need to convert a new item. Convert API to use Cosmos.
To use Cosmos client, yeah, instead of the bindings.
Yeah, and that's kind of that is a thing because I don't know. That's something I may do offline. So, and then I am out next week because of ES Live. So I don't know, maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks out. Okay, but that'll give us some time to do some legwork and not show
All right.
up. All right. All right, y'all.
Okay.
We'll see you in 2 weeks then, and we'll finish the app then.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. Thanks, everybody. I will play some
Bye.
music and
We're out.
so thanks for watching.